Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ninth episode of the Itch and Scratch Show, the podcast that is a one-stop shop for inspiration and self-discovery. I'm your host, Sheekha Singh, and today I am going to tell you guys all about my experience completing the 75 Hard Challenge. How many times have you had to revamp yourself? Have you had that urge one day where you just pictured yourself completely different? And did you always think that you'd be this different version of yourself? Did you go online and Google things about how to lose weight, how to get into fitness, how to reset yourself, or how to become fit? I know I did. Not just once, but multiple times. Trust me. I Googled a lot of blog posts and saw a lot of videos and read testimonials and experiences before doing the 75 Hard Challenge because I wanted to know what I was getting into. And you'd be surprised that this was my second time attempting it. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have known that at the beginning of this year, I did the 75 Hard Challenge and I completed it. Yay! I started the 75 Hard Challenge in the middle of December in 2023 and ended in mid-March 2024. I thought, why not discuss about 75 Hard, because a lot of people reached out asking how was my experience, what I did, and everything about 75 Hard. I had tried doing the 75 Hard in 2022, I guess. I started it during summer and a few friends came to visit me from Omaha, here in Canada. I was drinking zero alcohol beer thinking, oh, I'm doing great with my challenge and I have this discipline and I'm going to do it. We're hanging out at the bar and I just gave into peer pressure. I'm like, heck yeah, let's do it. And that's it. I just gave up and I did not even do it. But I completed it this time in 2024. And I have been wanting to share my experience and my strategy since then. So get ready to listen to me talk about mind over matter, resilience, discipline, routine, my experience, my opinions, and pros and cons of doing the 75 Hard Challenge. And also some tips if you want it. Okay, let's set the stage. What is 75 Hard Challenge? The 75 Hard Challenge was created by this businessman called Andy Frisella. And you guys must have seen this already because it's all over the internet. This actually has been trending for quite a while. Andy describes this as a mental toughness program. It's not just about physical fitness, it's about developing discipline, grit, and resilience. This challenge has 5 or 6 daily tasks, and the gist is that you have to do it for 75 days straight. There are no excuses. And if you do not complete even a single thing out of these tasks, then you would have to restart. So you'd have to go back to day one again. Who wants to do that, right? Okay, what are the rules? So let's break down the rules. The first one is you can't have alcohol. No alcohol for 75 days. You have to do 2 45-minute workouts, one of which has to be outdoors, irrespective of the weather. You have to drink 1 gallon of water. Sounds easy, but it's not. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, and audiobooks do not count. You have to take progress pictures every day and follow a diet. And there's only one principle. No excuses. So this challenge gained a lot of traction on social media all over the world. And as always, I wanted to try it, but I could not wrap my mind around the thought that I would have to do something for 70 plus days straight. It sounds challenging, and it was challenging when I was doing it, but at the end it was worth it. Okay, so let's get into my experience of 75 Hard. Ta-da! All right, 2023 was a great year for me. And you can say that by the smile on my face. It was really fun, interesting. I experienced a lot of things only because I had started traveling from the month of March, and I literally had a trip planned for almost every month in 2023 up until November, the end of November or December. Yes, December also. I went to Montreal. It was a lot of fun. And of course, with trips come the challenge of keeping up with your diet, keeping up with a routine for workouts, and obviously excessive drinking. To give you a little bit of story, the reason why I wanted to do the 75 hard is because of this. In mid October, I got the news that my book, The IT Girl, the one that I published in 2021, I've also linked it in the description below. Go check it out if you haven't already. That was nominated and selected for Amazon Prime, and I was super happy. I was on top of the world when I got this news and when I got that email, because this was a huge deal for me. I had self-published that book. I put so much effort into publishing that, writing it, doing the marketing and everything else. So this was a huge step, and I wanted to share this news with everybody. So I took my phone and I wanted to record a video of me sharing this news and updating it on Instagram. So I put it on the table, I hit record, and I'm all smiling, I'm happy, I'm really excited. At that time, I did not think about this video a lot. I recorded it, hit publish, and that's it. Didn't think about it. But a few days later, I was showing that video to someone, and I could not recognize the person in that video, because the image that I had of me in my head was completely different from that person in that reel or that video. And that was the first time I actually thought about, what have I become? What am I doing? This is not me. And then it's December, it's holiday time, everyone's cheerful, happy, everyone's in a good mood, work is not that hectic. So I was in that phase where I wanted to hang out or check out all the different bars. So me and my husband would just go around, check out any new bars that opened in the Kitchener-Waterloo area here in Ontario. And we would, have a drink or two, have dinner, and then get back home. So one day we go to this cute little bar that opened in Waterloo, and I was all happy, cheerful. I sat at the bar and I asked Simon to click a picture of me. I just posed regularly like I would for any picture. He clicked the picture and he showed it to me, and I'm like, who is this? And he goes, what do you mean? By the way, he doesn't have any filters on his phone. He doesn't have any special settings. And I'm like, what? That is not how I look like. And he goes, well, I don't edit any of my pictures. It is what it is. That's who you are. That was a wake up call for me. I went home, I took a good look at myself, and I thought to myself, I still remember this, I don't recognize the person in this mirror. And I knew I had to change. That was my reason of doing 75 hard. Different people have different reasons. I just wanted to be the better version of myself, because it was really hard to see what I was turning into. That's when I decided I would do the 75 hard challenge. I did not wait for the New Year's Day or a birthday or an anniversary or any sort of milestone to start 75 hard. So I remember, I think it was December 22nd or 27th. I don't remember, but I decided, okay, fine. I'm going to start 75 hard from tomorrow. It's going to be easy because I already do most of those things. Like thought I used to drink a lot of water before I had to actually gulp a gallon every day. And I read. I am into reading. So reading 10 pages didn't sound hard to me. I didn't feel like it was a task that I would have to do every day. I loved reading. Then when I thought about 2 45-minute programs, I tweaked it. I know one of the workouts has to be outdoors because it's December in Canada. You cannot go out for a walk for 45 minutes without freezing your ass off. I decided that I would do both of my workouts indoors, either go to a gym or do 2 different workouts. I just wanted to change, and so I did it. And the timing was perfect for me because I think I would have failed, or I would have set myself up for failure if I would have done this challenge in summer months. it would have been an awful experience. And I know that I would have failed because I just cannot think about not drinking alcohol in summer days and restricting myself to follow a diet when I'm hanging out with friends in summer or throwing a party or, visiting family and things like that. So December to March was perfect for me. Everything fit well, and I decided that I'm not going to give myself any excuses and that I would just do it to prove something to me. By the way, I went into this challenge thinking I might lose weight, and that's it. But what happened later on was life changing for me, and you'll know that. Stick around to know what that is. I'm not going to lie. It was not easy on the weekends, especially on the holidays, because you don't want to sit inside being cooped up for 75 days, not have a social life. So whenever weekends would come around, if I would go meet my friends, meet for lunch, dinner, or go outside, I would be so tired and it would feel like a punishment to get my workouts, especially if it's a Saturday night or Sunday evening, and where you just don't have energy, your social battery's done, and you just want to snuggle and sit on the couch drinking hot chocolate, watching Netflix, or just having popcorn. But no, it was so difficult over the weekends, even though I hardly out. If I did, I would just go to places that I know would have at least somewhat healthier options so that I wouldn't fall off my track. And you have no idea the countless times that I had to say no to an invitation. And that's when I actually learned table tennis. There are a lot of new things that I learned from 75 Hard. We'll get to that later. It would get dark easily in the winter months, so I would have to come up with different ideas and innovative ways to cheer myself up, because trust me, nobody is going to be motivated every day for 75 days. That is just super unreal. So I had to think of ways on how I can move, how I can get my 45-minute workout done. And my diet that I followed was no fried food. That was a big thing for me. I did not have biryani and French fries for 75 days. I know, right? It was shocking. And it was really hard not to have biryani on New Year's Eve. It was so hard when you'd have to select rasam rice or some other dal tadka and rice from DoorDash or Uber Eats. But anyways, here we are. This is the result. I lost more than 10 pounds. I could see the difference in my body and my mind. And yes, when they say your mind gets clear, it's no longer foggy. I had always read about this, and in the past I had done dry January and dry February, but I never followed anything for 75 days straight. So it was very obvious to me what it meant by not having a foggy mind, and that was a huge relief. My sleep pattern and my sleep schedule were all right on track. I have a Garmin watch, and I would literally get a sleep score of 85 plus almost every day when I was doing 75 Hard, because there was no alcohol. I started my own podcast. I tried out rock climbing and I loved it. I learned table tennis. Realized the biggest thing, getting too excited here. The biggest thing that I realized was I figured out what kind of a person I am. I didn't just do all these things because I had time. Actually, speaking of time, I thought I didn't have time earlier. I thought I was busy and I didn't have time. I had a puppy, blah, blah, blah. That was just me making excuses for not working on my book or not going to the gym or not going on a run. 75 Hard helped me realize that I had way more time in spite of doing everything in that list. And that's how the Itch and Scratch Show was born. Yay! Yeah, so actually grateful for doing the 75 Hard challenge because I had to channel all that energy and that creativity. I had always wanted to start a podcast, but didn't know when, what, how. And it was during the 75 Hard. I think I was 10 or 15 days in and I just started the podcast. And here we are. Look at what we've done. We are in episode 9 talking about 75 Hard. But yeah, my mind was way more clear than it used to be. I realized that I liked sparkling water. The other thing, you need to have a strong support system. You need to surround yourself with friends, family, or especially your partner who you live with every day, who's going to support you be the best version of yourself and is going to keep you accountable during these 75 days. I did not have any inflammation in my face or stomach. That is the biggest difference that I saw in my body physically. Because of no alcohol, the inflammation in your face is all gone. You could see my jawbone and everything, and it was nice. I realized what my potential was. I figured out that I could do something that I love, which is why I started the podcast and which is why I always talk about find time to do things that you love. I did that. I also created a high level outline and a summary for my second book, which I'm very excited about. Let me know if you want to know more. Losing the weight was a big thing for me because now that I was taking all these progress pictures and noting down my weight, and I made a checklist. I used to have a checklist every day. And at the end of the day, before going to bed, I used to just mark them done, 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 and done. So that would help me gain some confidence, like, oh, okay, we're already done with 50 days, just 25 more left. My favorites were doing the home workouts, Zumba, yoga, and my walking pad. I would record a podcast episode. I would just take out my walking pad and start walking and keep on editing the episode. And that way I did not even realize that I would walk for an hour and I'd be done with one of my workouts. So that was one thing that helped me. Sleep. Cannot emphasize how important sleep is to you. People have made fun of me in the past for saying that I act like a grandma where I go to bed at a certain time and I need my 8 hours or 9 hours of sleep. But I cannot tell you how important that is and how much it affects you, your confidence, and your ability to do things the next day. Getting sleep of 3 hours or 4 hours is not going to be enough, especially if you're in your 20s and your 30s. You have to start creating a regular pattern. I know there's a lot of things that get in the way of you getting sleep, but just maintain a lifestyle. And 75 Hard taught me that no matter what, you can still go to bed at a certain time, wake up refreshed with your 8 hours of sleep. I highly recommend getting a fitness watch or a tracker, anything that gives you that data on your sleep and analyzes what your sleep pattern is. While I told you all of the good things, I have to tell you the bad things too, because there's always two sides to a coin. And I am not gonna lie, I hated myself sometimes. I told you that it felt like a punishment on the weekends, but it also felt grueling and torturous to do all those things in that list, especially if you're on your period and you have zero energy to do anything. It felt awful on some days, so I would just do some light stretching and walk in the house from living room, bedroom, go up the stairs, go down the stairs because it's not easy, and do some very light, very, very light yoga. You have to remember that it is very unreal to be motivated all the time and every day and to stick to all those tasks for 75 days. So you have to figure out a way to keep you inspired, to keep you motivated. What I did was I used to post pictures on Instagram stories almost every day or the end of every day. So a picture of me, the book that I read, the workout that I did, and other things. I would post that pictures and say day 23, 24, and 25 and things like that. So that kept me accountable. On some days, you really don't want to move. So figure out what kind of exercises you like. Figure out what type of movement is your thing. If you cannot do HIIT, if you cannot do strength training every day, then figure out something that you're going to enjoy. So for me, it was Zumba. I really like dancing and I like yoga. So for me, it was really easy to figure out what my alternative was. On days that I didn't want to run, I would do yoga. On days that I didn't want to do strength training, then I would do Zumba and the at-home workouts. There's so many things on YouTube. So just go figure out what you like, follow a fitness instructor, and then you should be good. The other thing is that I hated the fact that I would have to hold myself back from eating good food, eating fried food and exotic foods, especially during events or celebrations. I did not like that. And the only thing that was holding me back was the fact that I would have to restart from day one, and there was no way that I was going to do that. I missed having a glass of wine during special occasions. When you're in a room, it is not fun when everybody in the room is drunk and seem like they're having fun. They might not be having fun, but still, if you're the only person who's sober in the room when everybody else is drunk, trust me, it is not a fun time at all. At least it wasn't fun for me. I wasn't having a great time. Even though I love talking to people, I wasn't having fun at all. The biggest con was no biryani for 75 days. And I know I chose that diet, and that was tough. It was very tough. So here are some tips if you're going to consider 75 hard. Don't plan doing this challenge if you have special events or certain travel trips that you've planned. If that's going to coincide with it, there's 100% you're either not going to enjoy the trip that you planned for, or you're going to hate yourself. So don't do it if you have any special things planned. You will just set yourself up for failure. Don't push yourself too hard with the workouts. Don't start off too strong, because you're going to be sore the next day if you've had a very severe or tough workout the day before. And then you again have to spend an hour and a half the next day to do some sort of workout. Be consistent and just figure out a way to keep moving in some form or the other. Tweak the rules. Yes, you have to do 75 hard, and it's going to test the core of your being. So tweak it as per the season that's going on and the city that you're in. The biggest thing that I understood, at least in the first 20 days, is that there's no way that you would have the energy to finish both the workouts at the end of your workday. So either schedule one in the beginning of your workday or in the middle during lunchtime, and then the other one after you're done with your full-time job. Now, meal prep doesn't work for me, but if you are that person who loves meal prep and who wants to save time, then do that. You do you. You do whatever fits you, your schedule, your family, your setting, everything. And the last thing, don't feel bad on missing out certain things, missing out certain events, missing out certain experiences, because if you finish this challenge, it's going to be worth it and you're going to be fucking proud of yourself. It is very rewarding, but it is grueling. It's definitely going to push you out of your comfort zone, but hey, you want to know what you're capable of. So why not try experimenting, and why not get to know yourself a little bit more physically, mentally, and you'll know what you're capable of. And last but not least, remember the promise that you made to yourself and just keep going. That's all I can say. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and above all, stay you. Right. I hope this helped you in some way or the other. Let me know if you have any more questions. There's another update. I'm going to post all my vlogs, my day in the life, certain tips about public speaking, my experiences of writing a first book, how to self-publish a book, how to get into fitness, a thing or two about yoga retreats, just vlogging stuff. So if you want to follow me on my journey, then go check that out and subscribe. And thank you for all the support. I cannot thank you guys enough. Stay you, stay happy, and be proud of yourself.